Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first of two live broadcasts. And last night, we introduced a powerful recruiting strategy that is only going to work in the next 44 days, leading up to New Year's Eve. For those of you that are in boot camp or in the November boot camp, you have the remaining 2 weeks of the month to utilize this strategy. So for those of you that are students, boot camp students or coaching students, if you got anything you want me to look at, please type it in the chat window and we'll take a look. Now, for the last 2 months, as LinkedIn has been making significant changes, I've been quietly working on some new prospecting and recruiting tactics that will generate more nonstop leads that will turn immediately into distributors, customers, and sales. And you can believe, even if you hate marketing, even if you hate selling, and some of them will only work in the next 44 days. And many of LinkedIn's recent changes make it easier to instantaneously position you as a person of influence. So perfect prospects will reach out to you and ask you about your business. So I am going to jump over to LinkedIn. And I'm going to start popping into accounts and demonstrate exactly how this process works. Well, at least we didn't get a commercial there. Because that's what's happening. So I'm going to log out of my account. I'm going to first jump into Funny's account. Bill, we'll take a look at yours to see what's going on with you. And Felix, I hope you got my message. I can do a session with you at 11:30. So the prospect is Jamie. All right, so let me open up.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning. So
I went to Peloton. I went to the this lady's from Peloton. And I just got this morning as I was trying to sign up, and I got her message. And my computer is acting up, so I'm using my cell phone. I'm trying to reboot my computer.
okay. Now, let's look at who you're talking to. Now notice that she has the follow button. So when she does ultimately decide to get into your business, there, you want to help her with that. But the exciting thing is, and this is what's going to get you ahead, keep you ahead of your competition, because everybody else that is reaching out to her to make the connections and start selling her whatever it is they're selling her, they're taking the slow road. They're following her and then hitting her with the message. You've made the connection. Now we come down here. $10 years. And so as she came up in your search for Peloton.
Yes, I did what you asked me to do yesterday. I went to look for about 15 to 20 Peloton salespeople, and connected with her, and she responded.
Now, again, just to clear something up. You look at her, all right?
Yes.
And then, of course, one of the reasons you're looking in this direction is because of the conversation you were having with Jacqueline.
Yes.
Okay. And then you look at the other people we looked at yesterday.
Yes.
Okay. These are the kinds of people that you want to talk to. And
Yes.
God knows there are tens of thousands of them. So what's kind of interesting here is it looks like she may have pulled off Peloton.
Yes.
We don't see it here. And the reason that she probably did is because so many people, a lot of my students are going in there and they're doing searches for Peloton people. She's already figured that out. She pulled it off.
Yes.
So let's go and look at the message. All right, now. So what we're going to do, let's come over here to the messages. Now, you have the, we have the icebreaker. If you had a whole bunch of people that you needed to respond to, now you could go right to the icebreaker, you know, just because you're setting the icebreaker to everybody.
Yes.
Okay. But let's speed up the process a little bit because she's active and you can see she's there right now. So first, we're going to send her the image. And then we've got the script. But before we do any of that, let's look at her answer. I see you wear many hats and your careers are so amazing. I've been in sales most of my life, and it's truly a love-hate relationship. I love it way more than I hate it, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do next. Okay, maybe you've got some ideas. Jamie, boy, do we have ideas. Okay,
Yes.
So first, what we're going to do, because the average person, if you sent this to the average network marketer, they're going to come back and hit her with the ideas.
Yes.
What we're going to do is first, we're going to send her the image. Okay.
Yes.
Then and you send that first. Then we come back I just sent this to a good friend and thought that you'd appreciate it too. I routinely send messages like these to my friends on LinkedIn, and I hope you enjoy them. Now, we're gonna put a space between this. Now, we want to respond to what she said. So now we're going to use part of that second message, which would be it's very nice. And actually what we should do really is we put this part first. So this is a combination of the icebreaker and we'll say here, I made some amazing and wonderful new friends this way. Now, we're not going to ask her how long you've been on LinkedIn, how's it working for you? I just sent this to a good friend, thought that you'd appreciate it too. Hope you enjoy them. Now we want to ask a question. And so if we look at her profile, the first question what do you think the first question is? What's the first primary question we want to know about anybody?
What she's doing.
Exactly. Now, if she had that open to work frame around her picture, we would ask her, what have you been doing since you left the roof company?
Yes.
So and let's say something else too. Let's pay her a compliment. She said, you wear many hats. So let's pay her a compliment too. And let's put a little space. Now, because we've been copying and pasting things, what you want to do, you want to take the whole thing, copy it over. Maybe you have some ideas. Yes, you do. But before we jump into the ideas, And what we could do. See, you got plenty of time to think about this. So we could say here. I might have a few ideas. They use her words. What are you currently doing? We'll send that over. So we're not just hitting her with a pitch like everybody else.
Yes.
And we're modifying the icebreaker. Now, as we look at the people that have accepted your connections,
Yes.
sometimes we're going to look and we're going to say to ourselves, what was I thinking? Why did I even send this person, a connection request? We don't see.
Yes.
We don't see the synergy. So we don't have, we may not even answer them. But when you find somebody like this that clearly stands out, you can take a minute or two, customize the icebreaker, and send it to her. Now, the more of these you get every day, the more of these you get. I mean, if you woke up on Friday and you had 10 messages like this, how would that make you feel?
Ecstatic.
And all we did was we modified the search a little bit more. And we're honing in on the target markets that we want to collect, to contact. So now you've nailed, you've locked down one. So for the next week or two, you want to spend a portion of your time
Yes.
continuing in this range. And we could even modify and go after these as we continue to look for other people. And the more
Yes.
of these people that respond, your message is pretty much going to be the same. I mean, you pretty much know what you're going to say to a certain extent. And the one thing that you just need to be aware of is she probably has some kind of network marketing experience. Why do I say that? Because if you look up here, where did I see it? Direct sales?
Yes. Cold calling.
Exactly. So we're going to do this. We're going to do her together and find out first what she does. What has she been doing since she left Roofed Right America? And we're going to find out what experience does she have with network marketing. Then we're going to find out what is it that she likes. Remember, she says she's got a love-hate relationship with sales.
Yes. Sales.
What is it that she likes doing? You also notice here that she was the senior vice president of a company.
Yes.
But what did she do there? She says she paid you a compliment. She went to work for this company. And she was just a part-time
Mm.
employee. And then she became a senior vice president. That shows upward advancement.
Yes.
So an interesting question might be, why'd you leave? Now, it could be this is about when COVID hit. So great job. Great job.
Thank
And,
you.
let's get 8 or 9 more like her.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations. And I'm going to get back to you with those that extra, those coaching dates. So we get those locked in. I'll be back to you too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So let me look and see what we got in the chat window. Felix, it's 11:30 my time. Okay, it's 11:30 my time. And so let's come over here. All right, I'm going to pop out of her account. And let me unmute Bill.
Morning, Max. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Bill. I didn't see you on my schedule this week. We need to communicate and get. I thought we had set up a series of sessions, but I'm going to check my notes and get back to you so we can do that. Let's see how you're doing now. Notice, everybody, that Bill has the new LinkedIn feature. So your invitations are now going over to notifications. You'll also notice if we go over to the message area, well, you still have the old messaging feature.
Uh-huh.
They're changing that too. And you know, you're never going to know when they do it. Now, I got a notice on my phone this morning that there was an automatic update. And when I went to my mailing list to make some calls, they moved everything. They moved everything. It took me 15 minutes to find what I was looking for. So let's take a look
I've
here.
had several times where I've had double, when I type something in, I get it double. And then you said that you gave me the reason for that. So
Yeah. What LinkedIn is going through a major reconstruction. Okay. And so what they're doing is they're literally running 2 systems. And so for a period, you're going to send a message to somebody and it may go out twice. You're on a 10-lane highway, 5 lanes going north, 5 lanes going south. But now they reduced the lanes to 2 lanes in each direction while they're making all of these changes. So what we can do is let's come over to your network first. And so you have all these people here that are accepting your connection.
yep.
All right. And so now what you want to, so we know what we're going to do with the first message, the icebreaker. So let's come over to the message history. And by the way, you're also going to notice that as you start connecting with people in particular fields, LinkedIn is going to constantly put in front of you people you may know from your college. And so because you both went to the same school, connecting with people like this would be an easy connection, because people historically connect with other people that went to their school. So you could go, he works for a veterinarian. So we could go just connect. We're not gonna send him any kind of a message. We'd have to bring up his profile to do that. But here's a interesting swine commercial director, and he has no clue that nobody can see his picture. And we'll connect with him. We can't send messages. Senior staff veterinarian. Let's connect with him. All right. Now let's go back. So every day we can do that 5 or 6 times. Let's go over here to the message area. Now we can go down here a ways. So this was yesterday. So you're right. I help you tell your stories. Now you have to ask yourself, when at this point, how much you want to continue to communicate. So we look at his profile. Now he's open to work. Now this open to work frame has multiple meanings. He could have down here, I'm open to work because I help you tell your stories. And if you need help telling your story, I'm here to help you. Versus he's looking for something new. So we come down here. And 8 seconds. And this is really quite true.
Mhm.
You know, your profile is designed to dazzle your audience. And he's got it down to 8 seconds. I like this. I'm gonna take that. Pop it over here. And let's come back. So the question for Mark, he spent his life as an actor. So he's been doing this for 12 years. He's been podcasting for 2 years. And he does ghostwriting. And he helps people tell stories. Now, none of the things that he does here is going to generate any kind of residual income. So what we can do now in looking at this is we've got some options. So okay, so what is ghostwriting? Ghostwriting is, let's see how he explained it. I write content books. Now, what he doesn't say here as a ghostwriter. He writes it, you put your name on it. Okay, so now here's my latest newsletter. So what you do here, when somebody is trying to promote themselves or try to sell you something, which is what he's trying to do, we do what we call the sidestep. So we're going to come down here. You could just click thanks, but we want more than that, or thanks for sharing. We could do that. Okay, but we've got additional questions. Thanks for sharing. I'm sure. Okay, so now we normally want to ask open-ended questions, but we want to get an immediate answer. So what does he know about network marketing? This is going to be an easy way, because in network marketing, it's all about stories. So this is going to be an easy way to find out, what does he know about network marketing? And has he worked with many people? We may come back and say, when I use the term network marketing, I'm referring to companies like Amway, Nu Skin, and find out first, has he worked with many people? Then the obvious next question will be, have you ever participated in any one of these companies?
I see.
Right. So, I mean, you're in our first coaching session, we quantified your story. We got it down to, 2 paragraphs, but you've got more of a story than just that. And as you get to connect with people, your story can come out. In other words, you've had an outrageously successful career as a veterinarian in a very specific niche, and you've also had experience, in the industry. So, as the conversation continues, what you're going to do is, we're going to do this together. What you're going to do is, you're going to position yourself as more than just, let's come down here, more than just a social media strategist. As your confidence increases, as you get more comfortable with the entire process, you're going to go from being a social media strategist to a social media expert to a social media trainer. And then you're going to take the big leap. Okay. And the big leap is going to be, see, right now you're a lifestyle transitioning mentor. That word, it is so powerful. And what's going to happen is, we're going to flip words. You're going to be a social media mentor, And that's going to position you to be able to talk to top earners in other companies. And we could change lifestyle transitioning mentor to lifetime transitioning trainer. I mean, we can move these words around, and everybody's perception of who you are and what you do, frankly, is based on their perception of reading your profile, seeing what you do. So let's come back over here to your homepage. And you're also going to notice that more people are posting moving images. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come up here. And we're going to go over here to downloads. All right. And so let's find something that we can use that will resonate with some of the people that are looking at your profile, because that's what we want to do. So let's go with, let's do this one. One step at a time. And we post it. Now,
That's,
now,
yeah, great one. Yeah, I like
what we're
that.
gonna- Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. No, we'll leave it in. Because what are we trying to do? We're trying to encourage people to react and respond. People are going to start to look for your posts. Your posts give you credibility. All right. So I'm gonna get back to you today. I just want to make sure I just want to make sure, you know, we're on a schedule, and so I got my eye on you. You just keep showing up here, and well, did this guy write back? Let's see what he did. Not yet. All right. And again, I just, you know, your knowledge and experience in your former profession is unmatched. You're learning something new. By the way, it started to feel a little bit more comfortable.
Oh, yes.
I mean, just think about it. Think about, and this is a good thought for all of you. Think about where you were at the end of August, from the standpoint of your understanding of social media, your business, and look and see, where are you today? Because every day you're going to be learning new things. Every day we're going to be seeing things change on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You know, it's, to use a comparable analogy, somebody that's been a CPA for 20 years, that never went back to school to learn about all the changes, all the government regulations, knows what they know based on their education. That's why they're constantly going back to school. They're constantly updating things. So when you run into, there are social media experts out there that took a course 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They're even LinkedIn experts today. What they know is what they learned 2 years ago. And you all are watching LinkedIn change right in front of your eyes. They are ramping up. Historically, in January, it's going to be a whole new LinkedIn. It's going to be a whole new LinkedIn. There are going to be different features that they have. There are going to be different restrictions that they have. Right now, we're in the process of watching all of it change. And as we watch it change, we're adjusting what we're doing. We're going to take advantage of all of these changes. And their emphasis on encouraging everybody to put a follow button first, which is understandable, to protect their paying members from getting just overwhelmed with marketing messages from people that are trying to sell them things. A couple of years ago, something very, very similar happened on Facebook. And I used the example of, here, you're a wheat farmer and you've got 5,000 acres of wheat. And now there's literally a swarm of locusts heading in your direction, okay? And that's exactly, it's the same thing. So you get these locusts, and that's what network marketers are doing. They jump in here and they start literally devouring, attacking, everybody, which is another reason why you need to take everything about your business off of your page, because you're not going to be the first person that you're going to approach that's heard from somebody else in network marketing. Yesterday, while we were in someone's account, we actually had a coaching student of mine from 2 years ago. I mean, literally send a message that is so against everything that I've ever taught. In fact, I ended up calling her afterwards. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, she was told by one of the leaders in her company that this is what's working. And so I asked her, I said, so is it working? How many people did you enroll last month? 0. How many people have you enrolled in the last 6 months? 0. So clearly it's not working. And when we got into the conversation, she was off doing 3 or 4 different things. She's promoting this, she's promoting that. She stopped promoting the big thing that she's been involved with for years, that will literally put $500 a week in her pocket. She's not doing that anymore. She's off doing something else because somebody that's supposedly successful in one of these other businesses is telling her this is what you do. And it was contrary to everything that I ever taught her. And so from time to time, that's going to happen to you. You're going to be you're in a company where the leaders in your company don't have a clue as to how to do this. They don't. And so when they try to tell you something else, smile, thank you for the information. Don't try to change their mind. Don't try to convince them that you're on a better path, because the only way that you're going to convince these people is when you start signing people up in the business. And then they're going to come back and say, Bill, what are you doing? You know, on my team, you know, you're the top enroller on my team. What are you doing? And, you know, you're the kind of a guy that might be inclined to tell them, because that, I mean, that's the kind of person you are. I'm building it on LinkedIn. I'm building it on social media. But just remember that while you appreciate the help and support of people in your company, your competition, okay, you're all competitors.
Mhm.
You know, you didn't get where you are today because you've been an altruist. Okay, yes, we want to share. Yes, we want to help people, but it's your personal ambition, your personal desire to do what you do that has made you everything that you are. You can't literally sacrifice everything for other people. And sharing some of this information with members of your team is incredibly important because it's going to help your team grow. But to just go out and start sharing this with the world without being able to benefit from it your own way, you know, is another thing. And that's one of the reasons why in our list of books, suggested reading books, we have Atlas Shrugged, phenomenal book. So moving ahead with this, we start posting things like this. People are going to react. People are going to respond. And if we go over, and let's go over to, let's come back over here and let's look at the activity of your posts. So we just did this. Now you like this. And so you're going to notice that there are 370 other people that like this. 8 people made comments. Now these could very well turn out to be prospects. So you look to see, now here's somebody that you're directly connected to. This person's on your 3rd level. And LinkedIn lets everybody message people on your 1st, 2nd, or 3rd level. Before you do that, instead of hitting the message button here, what we want to do is we want to bring up her profile. See who you're talking to. We know she's active. We just have to decide, is this somebody that you want to connect with? In which case, we're going to use the back door, not to send her a message, but to send her a connection request with a message. And the other thing I want you to notice over here on the right, these are other people who viewed her profile.
Oh,
So LinkedIn is always going to be putting people in your face. Hey, these are people you may know. Now, again, if you want to learn more about them, you have to open up their profile. Look at the profile to see, do you see some synergy? Do you see, and of course, the other thing that you're looking for is activity. In this case with Maria, we know she's active because she just liked something that somebody else did. So there's no shortage of people for you to talk to. What we have to do is we have to pick out as best we can the people who, just on the basis of what we see, our little voice, which you're all in the process of training, is going to tell you, is this someone that I would like to know? Is this somebody that I would like on my team?
Mhm.
this somebody that has a need? Now, sometimes you don't know until you get into a little bit. But the other thing I want to point out is that as we get closer to the holidays, now you're just starting to get into this, but as we get closer to the holidays, for those of you that have been on LinkedIn for a long time, there are going to be people that you're connected to. You connected with them 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And now things have changed. Things have changed since the last time you, until you made the connection. Peter, I can do it at 4 o'clock. What I want to share with all of you, let's just come down here. So I'm going to go back into my account.
Thanks, Mac.
Oh, you're welcome. I have to tell you, I really appreciate when someone like Bill, someone like Felix, some of you even master this process, and you go on to reconnect with people that you've talked to for years. So Barbara is probably one of my favorite people, and she just posted something here. Now, you want to get somebody's attention, then you just go over here and you'll love it. Just love it. That's enough. You could also turn around and make a comment. But what I wanted to share is if I go over to my network, okay, so this is what's happening. So great to connect with you. Can we work with you? Five times a return. No, hello, how are you? What do you do? This is driving LinkedIn crazy, which is the reason that they're making all these changes. But if I go over here to my connections, people, I'm connected to over 10,000 people. Now, the maximum number of people that you can connect with on LinkedIn is 30,000. So I still got room for 20,000 more. But if you go over to your connections and you take your first level and just go up here and type in looking. Okay. So here's somebody that's looking for new opportunity. This one is saying, hey, are you looking for a business that can set you financially free? Well, what do we know about this? This doesn't work, but he's in Copenhagen. So we come down here. So these are people looking to get back to work. So go down your list. I have 1,200 connections that are currently looking to go back to work. This is where your project launch script is golden. We showed you examples of results of people that reached out to people they were connected with. I help people make a 6-figure income. No, let's look at Crystal. So you bring up Crystal's profile. And let's see how long we've been connected. Now, it's not telling us, which we usually see. So let's look at some of these other people, because it becomes a big part. Looking for a new career. And let's go over and look at contact information. Interesting. Interesting. It's not there. Now, it could be it's not there because of the way we brought up the profile. All right, there's an algorithm that's working in the back end. So if we come back over here and we do a search for Phil Cannon, let me come back over to my home. All right, so we got Phil Cannon over here. Let's bring up his profile this way. Let's view his profile. Let's look at contact information. Nope, it's not there. Now, yesterday, when we were doing this search, it was there. You could see when you connected with people. So if I come back to my homepage and let me go to my network, let me go to my connections. Well, here, let me do it this way. Let me look at this one. Look at the profile. Contact information. Amazing, they've pulled it off. I told you, LinkedIn is constantly making changes. All right, not to worry, I'm going to come up with a way to see what we have to do to get it. And what I may do is I may ask, I'll come up with a little note. We may have to write to LinkedIn and complain about it. Complain about it. You know, I used to be able to go and look at the contact information of the people I'm connected with, and I could see how long we've been connected. You took it away. What? Put it back. Remember, they're in a reconstruction period. They're taking all the information, they're moving it over to another space, and they may end up putting it back. The more people that complain about it, the more attention they'll put to putting it back, which is the reason why you don't want to pay an annual subscription for LinkedIn. Because you could write back and say, listen, that was something that I really relied on, put it back, or I'm going to leave. Enough people do that, they'll put it back. Or again, they're in a reconstruction period, and you know they're gonna get to it. They're gonna put it back. They've already done some things with, you know, they've stopped promoting birthdays. But they're a social network that's service oriented. So as a paying member of their network, they will respond to your suggestion. We're not trying to be critical. They will respond to your notices that, hey, man, you forgot this, you forgot that. I want to remind all of you, if you haven't registered for the December boot camp, we have a very, very special promotion. It's our 90-day boot camp challenge, and you could literally get started for as little as $145. So go to maxonguard.com/90-day challenge. All right. And take the 2 payment option and participate in the December boot camp, the January boot camp, and the February boot camp, and get the new scripts book. The dates here are not correct. It's going to be starting on December the 8th, February 9th. So the dates are off on this one. But work with me over these 3 months for as little as $2.74 a day. maxonguard.com/boot camp challenge. Until next time, best of luck in building your business. God bless.